Views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Well, hello there, and welcome to this week's edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. I'm John Engelman. Thank you for checking us out. We're in Lowell for this episode at Goat Lab Brewery, talking with owner Bill Adams and promotions and marketing director Alex Keltner. But before we get to them, good news. Parlor Donuts in Rogers is off and running in their silent opening week. If you didn't know, it's a super popular donut shop in Branson, and folks have been anticipating its opening over here. The good news is that they got it a week early. Owners Clint and Angie Woods explain.
We, started with a soft opening this weekend, didn't really announce much, but it was nothing soft about it. There were lots of people here the last 2 days, so we were completely overwhelmed with just the response and just filled with joy that everyone showed up.
It's also fair to say that the Woods were absolutely blown away by Saturday.
We posted we were opening at 10 p.m. the night before, like, hey, we're doing this. And it was crazy, so it was fun. I think we didn't really know what to expect, but we're happy everyone kind of came out.
The official grand opening is going to be this Saturday. Watch for their Instagram ad for your opportunity to get a free donut at the grand opening. Hours are 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. this soft opening week. Saturday's grand opening is from 8 to 4, and then their normal hours. After that, it will be 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're located at 5400 South Pinnacle Hills Parkway in Rogers. Also opening over the weekend in Rogers was Mermaids. They are full go at 2011 South Promenade. Of course, the previous location in Fayetteville closed at the end of the year, but you can still get Mermaids lunch items at Isabella's in Fayetteville from 11 to 2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It was a big Saturday at the Momentary, as it was the first annual Bentonville BBQ Festival. And what a way to kick it off. They had 15 pitmasters from 9 different states. They came from as far away as San Antonio, West Palm Beach, Charleston, South Carolina, and Chicago. They set up in 3 different villages for these pitmasters to serve in. There was the Lone Star Village for Texas-style barbecue. There was Heritage for more traditional barbecue, and then Tomorrow Q, where they served the barbecue of the future. There was also live entertainment and booths for folks to visit. Jordan Wright of Wright's Barbecue was one of the folks that put the event together, and he did so quickly.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of planning, but it was really quickly done. We kind of found out about the event early on in the year, and it's supposed to be like a barbecue battle, and it's my feeling, and I think I was right. We wanted to hang out, and all of the pitmasters from across the country that got to come, they're friends of ours that we get to cook with all across and do these events with. It was fun to bring something that we get to go do all across the country, bring it to our home.
Bentonville is uniquely positioned to be able to pull this off, and just a little Northwest Arkansas hospitality added to that. This event will grow every year.
Really, when you take care of travel and hotel and take care of the pitmasters, great hospitality, and we're blessed to have Brightwater help let us prep there, and so really it's just logistics and getting schedules lined up, and so hopefully they'll keep coming back, and so that's what we want to build an event that kind of keeps building on itself, and where people are clamoring to get in, they want to get an invite, and so we want the best of the best here. And it's like guys like Zach Martin right here, who's here from the Scots. How are you? Zach
Good,
Parker.
buddy.
Zach Parker, Preston. So he's here from Lexington, Tennessee. He cooked 2 West Tennessee whole hogs and brick pits. And so, we're just blessed to have a great community that supported it.
Sicaru Coffee Roasters in Fayetteville will have their grand opening on June 14th. It'll be from 11 to 5. Ambivert Books will have a pop-up there, as will Rabbit Hole. Keep an eye on Rabbit Hole's Instagram to see what they'll be serving. DJ Girlfriend will be spinning from 11 to 2. There's been some buzz for Archie's Sandwichery in Bentonville at Kohler Crossing on North Walton. I caught up off camera with Kevin Gerkins, the owner, who moved to Northwest Arkansas from Austin to help open the Meteor in Bentonville. Now he's building his own spot. It'll be a very family and kid-friendly place, and they'll have a bar program at night. They'll be open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and be closed on Tuesday. They'll have breakfast sandwiches and start serving subs at 10 a.m. He plans to have them open in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We will hear from him very soon. In case you missed it last week, the Market Center of the Ozarks opened in downtown Springdale. A huge win for the area. It's anchored by 2 partners, the Spring Creek Food Hub and the Arkansas Food Innovation Center. If you want to find out more, check out our bonus podcast that came out last Friday. Have you ever tried nitrogen ice cream? I have not. but I will, as we now have a nitrogen ice cream food trailer in Northwest Arkansas. It's called Marche's Sweet Escapes, and they opened their trailer yesterday. They're at 1111 South Walton in Bentonville, and I'll see you there soon. Tula Mexican Restaurant in 1 East Center building on the Fayetteville Square will be moving to 102 North Block Street as they couldn't reach a deal on a new lease agreement with the U of A, according to their Instagram. The Block Street location was supposed to be for Costa, their new coastal Mexican restaurant, but that will now be opening in Johnson next year. Tula's last day of service at its current location will be July 19th. This one from our buddy Maria at the Good Life NWA. PJ's Coffee of New Orleans is coming to Rogers at 1803 South 46th Street. They're known for their coffee, beignets, and distinct New Orleans flavor. They've been a company for 45 years. Some sad news for Girls Gone Barbecue in Fayetteville as they'll be closing their doors. In their Instagram post, they said that their location, high rent, and lack of consistent community support made it impossible for them to keep their doors open. Their last day will be June 14th. Sicaru Poke, Sushi, and Grill opened last week on the west side of Fayetteville in the former Dickey's barbecue spot at 3316 West Grove Drive. Of course, they have sushi rolls, hibachi, katsu and rice bowls, nigiri and sashimi, signature poke bowls, and more. Restaurant manager Paula Reyes has been anxiously awaiting this day.
We're so excited. We're so happy, really, because we're waiting for this moment. Long time preparation, long time, all the team working hard for this week be ready. So we're already excited.
Goat Lab Brewery in Lowell isn't just a brewery. It's a part of a complex that was inspired by owner Bill Adams' time in the military while stationed in Germany. Of course, we all know about the Grove Comedy Club, but there's more to the complex, and Bill's going to tell us all about it. And why Lowell? If you've been around long enough, you'll remember that the Grove was initially in Rogers, so why'd it move? And finally, when getting Goat Lab together, Bill was extorted. He tells us what happened. What a stressful time for sure. We talk with Bill Adams and Alex Keltner, and that's next, right here on The Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. We are at Goat Lab Brewery with promotions and events director Alex Keltner. You like that? Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works.
All right, we've got owner Bill Adams right here as well. Guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. This has been on the radar for a good while because I've always liked to go next door. So a lot going on in this general area. But before we get into that, Goat Lab Brewery. Tell me about the name. How did that happen?
Go for it, Alex.
Well, the owners have goats, Thor and Loki, that
Okay.
we bring here for events and yoga, and they also own labs, so we have Goat Lab. And originally, they wanted to go with more of like the scientist side of it, and that's why in the mural the goats are in like the lab jackets and stuff. But we kind of went towards more of the German vibe in here.
Okay, and I think there's also a moniker behind it.
Yeah, Goat, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lab, Lowell, Arkansas Brewery.
Perfect.
So Goat Lab.
Perfect.
So yeah, we blended them together, and
Yeah.
our official mascot is kind of like cat dog when we were all kids.
Sure.
When we were kids,
Yeah.
not when Alex was kid. But yeah, the cat dog.
How dare you date me?
Being one item. So yeah, we have a goat dog. It's a goat and a dog mixed in together.
That's perfect.
It's on all of our cans and all of our logos and stuff.
That's perfect. One note here. This is not just a brewery, it's a complex. It's a part of a complex.
Correct.
Tell me about the complex, if you will, sir.
All right. Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to do a little history lesson real quick.
Please.
Of me and my past in Germany in the military. I was born in Germany, raised in Germany. My first military tour of the United States Army was in Germany.
Okay.
Right before the Gulf War, then Somalia. And while I was in Germany,
Thank you for your service.
Hey, you're welcome. You know, you paid me, right?
Yes.
But while I was in Germany, one thing I noticed is that every community, every small town, every big town, they all had the city brewery. And with that, was usually tied into a soccer field or some sort of sports event type thing. And that's where everyone went. And on the weekends, when we would get done with the military stuff, we'd have a day or two off. Most of the soldiers, we'd all go to these places.
Sure.
And, of course, to drink beer. It wasn't very expensive. It was great beer, almost all Pilsners, things of that sort, all lagers. And we would sit there and drink and just get along with the community. And they were happy to have us. So that was a sense of time in my life that I thought, man, this just feels great. So when I got out of the military and came back to the United States, I was looking for something like that. And loved Northwest Arkansas, but I couldn't find it here.
Okay.
So I said, one of these days, I'm going to build something like that. And sure enough, that's what I've done. I built a complex which has got a comedy club. It's got a rugby field. We sponsor the Griffins rugby team.
Nice.
And we have pickleball courts over there. We have an outdoor stage. Over here, we've got a volleyball court at the brewery. And, of course, we have the brewery, because that's what everyone...
That's a big part of it.
Absolutely. That's what is kind of like the centerpiece of everybody can enjoy themselves over a nice cold beer. And so that's the complex, is a whole bunch of entertainment right here in Lowell, Arkansas, in the center of Northwest Arkansas.
So now, what was your professional background post-military?
I was a claims director for Walmart Stores Incorporated.
Gotcha. That's how the Northwest Arkansas connection right there.
Right. Well, I went to school here at the University of Arkansas,
Okay.
And so all my kids graduated at the University of Arkansas. My wife got her master's degree in math at the University of Arkansas. So, yeah, a lot of ties here in Northwest Arkansas. Been here since 85.
It's home.
Yes.
It is now.
Yeah.
Speaking-
Well, when you come from Southeast Arkansas, any place besides Southeast Arkansas is a good place to be.
For all you watching in Southeast Arkansas, he's not joking.
Oh, they know.
Okay. Alex, how about you?
I grew up in Springfield, around Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
I moved to this area about 2023.
Okay.
Before that, I was just a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Got a basket full of kids, and eventually just got to a point in my life where I wanted to do more than that.
Sure.
So I had worked in the food industry before that in high school, and then before I had kids. But a friend of mine got me a job here, and slowly just have tried to work as much as I can.
There you go.
And just fell in love with the whole aesthetic here in
Yeah.
both places.
For sure.
And I started working over here more, and I was like, yeah, this is a really fun place. Who does your events? Let's start doing events.
There
And
we
then
go.
just slowly was like, hey, what do you guys think of these events?
Yeah.
And eventually they kind of just asked me, like, hey, will you take this over for us? And
Look at you.
now I've got the calendar so full that they're like, oh my gosh, another one.
They pitch you the ball and you run.
Yes, for
Excellent.
sure.
So is a basket full of kids, I'm assuming that's less than a baker's dozen?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I have 4 children.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Perfect. How did you end up in NWA?
I met my husband.
Okay.
And he lived down here.
Okay.
And I just was like, you know what? I don't have any family around here. I don't
Sure.
have anything tying me. So I moved down here.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
yeah.
It's a growing place. I mean,
Yeah.
how many people move
Yeah.
here a day? Is it like 35, 38, something like that?
I know it's about 1,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
Gosh. Can you imagine?
Yes, I can.
In 1985, could you imagine?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was here in '85, yeah, I remember, and I tell people the story, is that I had a friend living in Decatur, and this was '71.
Sure.
Business. This was
Yeah.
the only way to get to Decatur was coming through here, and it was about this area that we almost hit a cow in the road. And the strange thing about it is you could still do that.
Yeah.
But there's it was so wide open back then, but now, of course, we have almost 600,000 people here, or
That's
maybe
amazing.
more,
Yeah.
and still just as many cows. So
That's true. It's that's true. It's got to be. So opening a brewery in 2022. What was the idea behind that? Were you kind of waiting for COVID to end? What was the?
No, not at all. Not
Okay.
at all. Of course, we were recruited by the previous mayor to come from Rogers, which is where we had our comedy club. We were selling out every show every weekend, having a good time, but it was a small place, maybe 80 seats.
That was up there by the Walmart, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I remember it.
And so we were able to get out of our contract there. We bought this building next door to us. Because the mayor said that we have no entertainment really in Lowell, Arkansas, and he had a vision for Lowell becoming the center of the hub for entertainment, things of that nature.
Sure.
And he wanted more restaurants here, wanted more livelihood of that nature, more amenities for the people in Lowell.
Sure.
And so he recruited me to come in. I built it, and then for the first 4 years, things were great. But what I was noticing was people were going out to having pizza and beer before they came to the comedy club.
Yes.
Or after the shows, they would go out to have pizza and beer somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so this building became available, and I jumped on it like a chicken on a June bug. And whenever the people who were leasing it, when their lease was up, we immediately started work on converting it over into a brewery. And we just had to do a little bit of plumbing work in the back and a little bit of plumbing work in the front, but majority of this stuff was already here.
So what was it previous to this?
It was a four-wheel drive, like lift kit type place. Big tires and lift kits and bumpers, things.
So
of that
not
nature.
an entertainment place.
Well, if you were into big Jeeps and big trucks, it was an entertainment place for you.
If they shut the doors when they closed, who knows if it was entertainment or not for the people that were. I don't know. I wasn't here. I couldn't tell you. So, when you finally got this place built out, what was it like 24 hours before opening the doors?
Well, leading up to that 24 hours was chaotic.
I'm sure.
Of course, we had to go through the building codes and everything else, and we had done that. I'm a licensed general contractor as
Great.
well, so I was able to get through all that pretty well. But we had hired a brewmaster that got started on everything, and our equipment didn't show up. It was lost somewhere in China, and then we were extorted for an extra $10,000 to $15,000 just to get it shipped over here.
No,
even though we'd already paid for it in advance, they said, "Well, if you really want it, it's going to cost you another $15,000."
It's the most mafioso, crappy thing.
I know, it was horrible. But then we bought a smaller system, a 5-barrel system, before we got the big tin in, and the brewer had 3 5-barrel batches in the hopper, and while I was away, just decided he didn't like it and dumped all 15 barrels.
Oh, no.
Which put us way behind. And so we dumped him because he didn't ask anyone, didn't show anybody. I think he was just, he might just not have had it tuned in correctly.
Understood.
Period. So basically hiding a little bit of stuff. And they're like, all right, well, we let him go.
Yeah.
And so now here we were 45 days out, and we still had to brew beer.
No.
I've been brewing for 20 years.
Just home brewing, though, right?
Just home brewing,
Yeah.
right. And so I leaned on my friends who own breweries,
Okay.
like Natural State, Fossil Cove, Ozark. All these guys, I called them and said, hey, we're in a little bit of a bind here. And I said, can you help me out with the bigger systems? I understand recipes, understand how to cook the beer, how to ferment the beer, how to bright the beer, but I've never done it on a larger scale like that. So they jumped in. They said, yeah, absolutely. Just who's going to brew for you? And my son had just graduated college, and I said, hey, I've got an idea.
Tick, 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 tick.
So he came in and said, I guess I'm taking over the family business.
Wow.
Well, okay, let's do it. So we sent him to go get educated at the 3 other breweries, and they were very nice about.
And that was in Germany, correct?
No, it was here.
Oh, okay.
No, that was here. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had just, like I said, 30 days prior to, so we were able to make some beer, but we didn't have near enough for all of our taps.
Sure.
So we leaned on those same 3 breweries to sell us some beer.
That's great.
And so they did. They sold us some beer. We didn't market it as ours. We marketed it as theirs.
Of course.
But we were able to open, and during that time frame, just learn. And I'll admit, my son is, he's one of the fastest learners I've ever met, and
That's great.
and he's doing a good job teaching. Now, if we find some people that can learn, that'd be great. But no, so my son's been brewing ever since for now what 2.5 years, almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And he now comes up with all of his own recipes. He reads constantly.
Yeah.
We have books upon books back there on how to make the perfect beer, how to make the perfect porter, and things of that nature.
Sure.
So he's now starting to experiment in the lab, as we call it.
So back to your the point of everyone coming to help from the other breweries. I love that about the breweries here in Northwest Arkansas. Everybody helps everybody, and I know that's a popular thing to do around the U.S., but it doesn't happen everywhere.
No, not at all. And so we have a an asset here that most breweries in Northwest Arkansas don't have.
What's that?
Space.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's very true.
And so, as my way of saying thank you to those who helped us, it's like, guys, I have all this space. One of the most expensive things that we all do is canning, and they don't have the space to order a full truckload of cans. So they have to order cases or a pallet. And when you order just one pallet, the price quadruples.
Yeah.
So I said, guys, why don't we just order a full truckload? I'll pay for it. We'll store it here, and you guys come get it as you need it, and just pay for it as you need it. So it cut their cost down by 3/4, and they're now able to compete in the marketplace with all the big boys.
That's great.
That's what we, like you said, we all try to help each other. In my way, that's the only way I can really help them out, because they have far greater brewing knowledge than I do.
Sure.
So, but I have a pretty good business.
And you've got space.
And I got space.
And you got space. That's great. You moved to 10 barrels, no?
Yeah. We quickly, when we got our equipment in, finally, right at about a year late from when it was supposed to be delivered, we quickly converted it over.
Yeah.
And then we added more tank space. And at the time, we had 60 barrel capacity.
Okay.
And so that's where we were for about a year, at 60 barrels, which is roughly, about 120 kegs of beer.
Okay.
So that we could, have brewing our in production at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's where we went and where we were for about a year.
Love it.
It's not where we are now, but it's where we were.
Understood. So, to that, when did you feel like you finally got your feet underneath you, there's stability, and off we go?
It happened about a year ago.
Okay.
Whenever we had just an event over here where maybe 6 or 7 other brewmasters were here, and they were drinking the beer. We didn't say anything about it, and even some guys from the university from the program, they were drinking it and they go, "This is a perfect rendition of of the original Pilsner."
I mean, cock of the walk, man.
And
Does
we're
anything
just
make you feel better than that?
Nothing. And like, okay, all right, yeah, we're good. And then some people from Germany come in.
Oh, boy.
And they drank our Hefeweizen, pronounced Hefeweizen.
Sure.
And they're like, "Oh, I feel like I'm in Munich again." And it's like, yeah. And it was at
I stand corrected. There is something that makes you feel better than that previous is that.
Right. And it was at that time that I overheard my son say, "Yeah, I've just been brewing for a little while. I'm not that good yet, but I'm going to get there. It's going to take me some time." And I snatched him up and said, "Son, we need to educate you on what you're actually doing here. So I need you to clear up your next 10 days starting Monday." He said, "Okay." So I went and bought 2 tickets. We went to Germany. I took him on a tour from Munich to Cologne.
Outstanding.
Back down to Munich, and we're hitting every region, every style of beer that we brew, and he was trying them all and realizing, oh, their beer tastes just like mine. And I'm like, no, yours tastes like theirs.
Smart. Yeah, there you go.
But
Good clarification.
So he then came back with a different understanding of what his actual abilities were.
Yeah.
And so a lot more confidence. It came in, oh, okay, so now he's used that understanding and confidence to experiment a little bit more, tweak some things, and he's constantly tweaking now. And it's costing me a lot of money because he's saying, oh, I need this new piece of equipment that's going to filter better, that will give us a better, crisper product. And he does that quite often.
Yeah.
But the results are, people come in, they go, hey, these are great. These are great. Now, we don't do big IPAs or big heavy beers, but he does great on the lagers, and I think we're one of the best in the region.
Well, we'll get into more of the beer talk coming up in the next segment. But in order to get people here, a lot of times it takes scheduling events.
Yep.
Tell me about
scheduling
that, because I
events.
know that's something that's really become popular since you've jumped in the fray.
Yes. So I just wanted us to get out there more.
Sure.
Social media, when I moved here, that was how I found everything that I liked around here, whether it was clothing stores, coffee shops, restaurants, stuff to do, just getting on there and seeing, oh, this place is here.
Yeah.
So I started just applying for festivals for us to be vendors.
Nice.
Just like the little markets and stuff like that, just so, yes, we're very involved in community stuff in Lowell, but I wanted us to be well known in Fayetteville and Rogers and Bentonville and all of the area, just so, I mean, it's beer and pizza.
Yeah.
It brings everybody together. You're going to
Absolutely
have a
it
good
does.
time.
Absolutely
And
it
so I
does.
just wanted to get, like, hey, I want to be the place that you can get on our social media and be, yeah, they
Yeah.
always have events going on. What are we going to do this weekend? Oh, let's go check and see what they have going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's fun and people love to do the events and the trivia and the theme nights.
Sure.
And just, I wanted to get more of us out there.
I need you to
stuff.
I need you to tell me about goat yoga.
The goat yoga, yes. They had goats out there in the pen. Originally, I don't think they were planning on doing the yoga with the goats, but the pen ended up being bigger than anticipated, so everybody just took all of their stuff in the pen and set up, and they were doing yoga, and they had treat bags for the goats, and the goats were just kind of moseying along. And
Now, are these the kind that would like climb up on your back?
they were big, so
Oh, okay.
they were not the little tiny
Different
ones.
kind.
They were the big ones, and I was out there trying to take pictures with them to just have it posted, and I don't know what I'm doing. They just want the pretzels that I'm trying to hide in my hands.
Oh, you're
and
talking about the
pockets.
goats?
Yeah,
Oh,
so I can
okay,
get them to
good.
come over to me to take the pictures and stuff, and they're just headbutting each other, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna
Sounds like my
be-
childhood. I don't know about yours.
Well, yeah. I have
Yeah.
3 brothers,
Oh,
so
boy.
crazy.
Oh, boy.
But they did. They were just doing the yoga. The goats would come and sniff and lick and try to get the little treat bags, and everybody really liked it. So
So what does a typical week look like as far as events are concerned?
it is kind of just depends on what we have going on next door. We do have
Very
a
good point.
singles media or a singles meeting that we have here on Tuesdays that they do card games, cornhole, that kind of stuff. Thursdays we have trivia, and just recently we've started doing more of like the themed trivia. So we've done like 90s Disney trivia. This week we have Harry Potter trivia. We're just trying to stay more on the themed just because people like that.
Yeah.
Fridays, we generally don't have anything just because we have shows next door.
Sure.
And then Saturdays, we'll do local vendors. We let them do pop-ups in here for free. Just come for a few hours, sell your stuff.
Heck yeah. It's great.
They love that. And it also helps bring them new customers and us new customers.
Absolutely.
So we'll do Saturdays. We do live music every so often. Sundays, we will have brunch the second Sunday. We just started the brunch.
Nice.
Just as like a soft launch on that. But yeah, it just kind of varies on what festivals we're doing in that too.
I will make one note. Harry Potter trivia. This is actually coming out in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
so you're going to miss it
Gonna
if you're not here. If you're not here when this recorded,
Yes.
so FYI.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys ready to talk beer and food?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll do that. We've got that in the Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and that's coming up next right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Connect with us at Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Facebook and Instagram, or by email at flavorsofnwa@gmail.com.
Okay, it is time. The Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and we've got 2 tips, and we're going to kick it off with Alex. Alex, you've got a good one.
Yes. So with graduation time and hosting parties and people buying kegs and stuff, you do need to know that tapping a local keg versus a different one is going to be a lot different.
So we're talking about local beer versus like a big
versus
Bud Light,
like
Miller
a
Lite.
Bud Light, Miller
Yeah.
Lite keg. a lot of them you don't have to push down very hard unless you want to be showered in the beer.
Which some people like.
Some people will like that.
Which is their thing, and that's fine.
But, I don't know about you. I don't want to spend the whole day smelling like old beer.
Most days.
Most days I do anyways, but
Fair.
I prefer not to.
Okay. All right. So on the local beer, a lighter
A
push.
light push and a turn. With the other ones, it's a harder push and a turn.
It's not like when Bill and I were in high school and we'd get one of those kegs and have to put our whole body down on it and twist it on.
No,
and go from there.
that you will be drenched.
Be drenched. Okay, good note. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, your tip, please.
If you ever have a bolt or anything like a screw or something that just won't come out, rusted on, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't use WD-40. Don't use a blaster. Those things are just stupid. Just go ahead and get bacon grease. Bacon grease permeates and goes all the way through, and you can get bolts off lickety split. And then afterwards, you can use them in your soup.
Hey, rusted bolt soup.
Oh man,
Yum.
everything tastes better with bacon on it. Come on.
Trademarked by Goat
That's right.
Lab.
And you'll have bacon.
That's right.
That's the byproduct.
You always have to figure out what to do with that bacon grease that you've been saving, like your grandmother told you to.
Sure.
Well, not just for cooking, you can also use it for implements and things of that nature to get things to go in.
These are two great notes that will
Oh,
probably be
that's awesome.
used immediately. We'll be right back.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. Just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
You just heard or saw the PSA that we play for organ donation and getting signed up at organdonor.gov. As we mentioned last week, kidney transplants are by far the organ that's most transplanted, and the list is long for people that need that transplant. 13 people die a day in the U.S. waiting for a kidney transplant. If you'd like to find out about being a living donor, do me a favor, go to kidneyregistry.com. They have all the information there to help you make your choice and let you know if you're qualified to do it. Again, kidneyregistry.com. Thank you. And we're back. Goat Lab Brewery in Lowell with Bill Adams, Alex Keltner. Guys, you ready to talk beer?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm all about that. For those that don't know, well, I guess we already kind of talked about it. The beers are German influenced, and that leads to a certain kind of beer that you guys, I don't want to say specialize in, but focus on.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so again, it comes from my travels and Colin's travels
Sure.
in Germany. From the Munich styles, you're going to get into the Fest beer, you're going to get into Oktoberfest type stuff, Hefeweizen, and then, of course, the Pilsners.
Yeah.
And so the original Budvar came from the region there. So we focus on that. And then if you go into the northerner area, like Cologne, we have our Kolsch beer. And while Colin and I were in Cologne, we had heard, they've got this the same style of beer, but it's in Bonn, which is the capital, just south of Cologne.
Okay.
I said, well, let's go experiment. Let's go try it. So we jumped on a train, went down, and theirs is called Bonsch. And Cologne, or Kolsch, means Cologne-ish beer.
Okay.
And theirs was called Bonsch, which meant Bonn-ish beer.
I get it.
But they were
Okay.
making fun of Cologne by putting an umlaut above their O, which doesn't exist in Bonn. So we thought, we just came up with a name for our Cologne-style beer. We're going to call it Lolsch, and we'll put an umlaut above our O.
Okay. Now, when I told you that I got it, when I saw originally on the list, I didn't fully get it.
Now
so
you do.
now I do.
Yeah, so we're making fun
Yeah.
of people who say, it's Kolsch. Yeah, it's got to have Kolsch. Illegally, we have to put the word Kolsch style on there.
Right.
But so this is Lowell style beer.
That's great.
And
So great.
it is a lagered ale made with certain ingredients and everything else. We're not going to go into the details on that, but
I get it.
It's a great beer. It's very nice. It's crisp. During the summer, man, one of these things cold by the pool is perfect.
Outstanding. Tell me about Tusk. What kind of beer it is?
It's a Pilsner.
Okay, yeah.
And the great thing about this is that we wanted to design a beer that would withstand just initial promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, we worked with the University of Arkansas, became the official Arkansas beer.
We're going to get into that.
And this is the NIL beer. So the proceeds from the beer go to the University of Arkansas student athletes,
Sure.
or athletics, or athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Not the department, but the actual students, right?
Okay.
And not the high expensive football players, but more like the female athletes and
Nice.
those obscure ones that you might not hear about, track and field, things of that nature. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But what's important is that there used to be a beer long time ago that was a Razorback beer that was horrible. It was made just for promotional aspect of it. I've got one of the cans here. It had a big Razorback on it, and it was just for promotions. People bought it
Kind of like Billy Beer.
exactly like Billy beer. And
Thank you.
we thought
You have to be old to get that reference.
yeah.
Yeah, I have no
Got
idea
it.
what you're talking about.
He was the president's son,
brother. Yeah.
president's brother, and he made a beer, which is Jimmy Carter's
Brother Billy.
brother Billy, which is better than Bill Clinton's brother, who decided he would become a Hollywood director.
Oh,
That was horrible.
okay.
But anyway, that being said,
Learn something new every day. Sorry, continue.
We wanted a beer that was going to withstand this test of time.
Okay.
And our Pilsner that we'd already created, like I said, many brewers came in, master brewers, saying this is an excellent beer. So we said, we're just going to take that and give that the name of Tusk.
Okay.
And now the cool thing about Tusk is that's the mascot's nickname. And no one has ever thought about it before. And so
great.
we did the research on it. Nobody had the trademark on it. So guess who got it?
Giddy up, cowboy.
So yeah, you'll notice a big TM trademark on it.
Good.
So even let's say we're no longer the official beer of the Arkansas Razorbacks or official brewery. Let's say that goes away.
Okay.
What doesn't go away is Tusk still belongs to Goat Lab Brewery here in
great.
Lowell, Arkansas. We're very good friends with the people who have Tusk, the actual mascot.
Okay.
And we provide spent grain that we used for brewing to Tusk.
Oh, that's great.
By the way, and in our background, you can see this is Colin deciding he wants to come into the shot.
There he
Colin,
is.
you can come over and say something if you want.
What do you want me to say?
So,
What do you want to hear?
again,
Do you have a guitar? Maybe a little music, anything like that?
Oh, I can play. It just won't be good.
Oh, well.
I can do anything.
Yeah, that's great.
so anyway, that's where the name Tusk comes from, and the proceeds go to the University of Arkansas.
And it's available where?
Well, here's the great thing about it.
Love it.
Just this week, by the time this thing airs, it is available at Walmart stores.
Wow.
And also at most major liquor stores in Northwest Arkansas and throughout the entire state. And I was talking with the buyer for Sam's Club.
Yep.
And he says, 2 more days, Bill, we'll have it, the Adam Belt, and we can now have it at Sam's Club.
Outstanding.
So when football season comes back around in August, fill your coolers full of Tusk beer to show your support for the Razorbacks.
That's great. Outstanding.
And we'll have Tusk Light by then, too.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, not the only beer you can get in stores around here. Tell me about these others in front of me.
The Hefeweizen is awesome. A great banana taste to it.
Okay.
Great aroma. Colin, do you want to speak of it? Speak to?
To say that it's a banana beer doesn't do it justice.
Uh-oh.
say that-
Somebody turn the microphone on here.
I wouldn't say that it is a banana beer. However, I think of most beers as going to be a bready taste or a bready flavor to them.
Sure.
They've got grain, water, yeast, just like bread. So that's why I think of them as needing or just focusing on that bready flavor. So not banana beer, but banana bread. The complexity,
Love it.
not standard white bread flavor. It is going to have fun stuff in it. It's going to be rich. It's going to be full. There's going to be a thickness to it.
Okay.
Thickness might be the wrong word, but a richness, a fullness.
Sure.
And it is just fun. I don't want to say wild, but it is unique and good.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
Outstanding.
Oh,
Tell us about my ball.
We've got
Oh,
the
the
Maibach. How to say it? It's malty. It's still not as full as the Hefeweizen, not as complex, but it's still rich, but crisp and easy. And it's deceptive because it's 7% alcohol and you don't notice it at all until you're 2 cans deep, and then the couch just gets so relaxing. You just want to sleep in it. So it's lovely. It's supposed to be a springtime beer. Mine is supposed to be drank or brewed in the month of May.
We're there.
Yeah, you can drink it in the summer if you're just thirsty as can be. I think its spot shines in the spring or fall.
Okay.
But our beer you can drink whenever you want it. As long as you can buy it, you can drink it whenever you want. It's just beer.
Excellent.
And then the Lowell, that is...
We already talked about the Lowell, but yeah, that's great.
If I had to describe what I feel while I'm drinking the Lowell, it is not tricky. It can not turn into a bad habit, but it reminds me of a salty cracker.
Okay.
And it's got that same feeling to it. It's light, it's crisp, it's easy to put down, but after you drink it, just like eating a salty cracker, you're thirsty.
Yeah.
So with a beer, that can get a little bit dangerous. If I drink it and now I'm just thirstier. That didn't help at all, so I need 2 now. And then you just keep on going and going, and I put away cases and cases of Lowell by having, not that problem, but that experience happened to me.
Okay. All right. Well done, sir. And these are all beer. Thank you, Colin, very much. These are all beers you can get in stores, correct?
Correct. Well, the Maibach, no.
Oh, okay.
Maibach is only available in liquor stores because of its alcohol content. It can't be purchased at a convenience store or a grocery store.
Okay, good to know.
State of Arkansas.
Okay.
All right.
Your tax dollars at work.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah. So great offerings. Now, of course, we have a lot more here at the brewery, but these are the ones that
are in a can.
Are in a can, and also they, like Colin said, they shine. And here are some really good, examples of what we're able to produce here.
I've got to ask about the chocolate brown ale.
Hey, Colin, get back over here.
I didn't mean for that to happen. That's great.
Like I said, I divert to him for all beer questions.
Oh, sorry about that. We should have set up another microphone. Sorry. I just wanted to know about the chocolate brown ale.
It's good. Tastes like beer, and we use chocolate malt in it. I'm not big about using real food, putting that into beer. It's doable. It's still beer, but it just makes a mess in the brewery whenever we do it. So we try not to put. I'm not going to be unwrapping 20,000 Hershey's bars or Snicker bars and throwing them into a tank. We try to make the majority of our beers use the main ingredients: the water, the grain, the hops, and the yeast. We can and do have special beers where we're adding cinnamon sticks, where we're adding bun fruit to it, but for simplicity's sake and for more consistency, we try to just use the main 4 ingredients. We aren't sticklers about the Reinheitsgebot, the purity law of keeping only 4 ingredients in the beer, but we do like to trend that
You
way.
could be a wrestling promoter. You know that? You could. I mean that in the most positive way ever. I promise.
That's one of our attractions. Of if you want to know something about beer, I'm gonna go track Colin down because he will have every description for everyone we make.
That's great. Yep. That's great. And just on tap. And I was going to ask, do you guys do any small batch just for the tap room at all?
Yeah. Colin's experimenting from time to time.
Okay.
We've got a lambic and a sour.
Okay. Right, a sour.
It just takes a lot of time.
Sure.
The problem with the lambic is that you have to use natural yeast, not throw it in. But Colin, like I said, he's working on the sour right now, which is. He put yeast in it.
That's great. That's great.
And we try to put out a new one every so often too, just because we do have our mug club, and that's a part of their
Tusk Mug Club.
Yes, their subscription.
Okay.
Is they get to try our new ones.
Where can folks sign up for that?
Here.
Okay, in person.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we only allow 100, and that's it. That's the maxed out. But you get a Tusk mug, which is a horn mug,
and that stays here.
It stays here.
Okay.
Got your name on the bottom with the number.
Gotcha.
And with that, every time we launch a new beer, your first one's on the house.
That's great.
Part of the membership, and you also get 4 tickets to the Grove Comedy Club.
Oh, of course, that's great.
Pays for itself right there.
Yeah, absolutely, no question, question it does. How about shifting into food here? We've got some pizza in front of us. By the way, it still looks. It's been sitting here for a while because we've been setting up in the whole bit, but it still looks really good.
Yes.
Tell me, so what's the most popular pizza? Because you guys, is it a brick oven?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
woodstone brick oven pizza.
Okay, all right.
What is the most popular?
The Polynesian has actually been very popular.
That's
here
pineapple, right?
lately.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is.
For all those people who say pineapple doesn't
Yes.
belong on a pizza, all right,
That
you're
one
in the
is
minority.
Really popular.
But
yeah.
with beer.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes. The goat cheese is also a really popular one too. That's the margarita pizza right there.
This is the margarita?
It is.
Yeah, it's cold margarita. Let's see.
Cold pizza's the
But
best.
it's
I got
so
no
good,
problem with
yeah.
cold pizza, by the
Yeah.
way. I know it's been sitting there a while, but
Now I've got it.
please talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to burn the first layer of skin off the roof of my mouth for it to be good. I want it right out of the oven, 550 degrees, into my mouth, and me try to figure out how to swallow this molten piece of lava.
Alex, what's your favorite way to reheat pizza?
The air fryer.
Oh.
The air fryer.
So you're
Yep.
you're talking about for one piece.
For one, yes.
Quitter.
Well, you can kind of stack them in there, but I'll
Okay.
do the air fryer for
Interesting.
it.
I haven't tried that. We
Yeah.
have a little toaster that we do it in, and you can fit a couple in there. But a cook once told me the best way to do it is bottom side down in a dry skillet, and put it on about 5 or 6 on the actual stove, and that way it just warms up, but it gets crisp on the bottom.
But
So-
Yeah.
also more
Keep-
dishes.
It keeps it from being
More dishes. Air fryer. Bam. There you go.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. I'll take that under advisory. You've got all the build your owns. But tell me about a few more of the pizzas. I know they got the margarita right here, but which, by the way, I endorse, even cold. By the way, side note. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
Grab
there's the Polynesian.
There's the Polynesian right there.
That one's really popular. We just started with a personal size, so now we have a personal size, a medium, and a large. Our goat cheese pizza is really popular.
Okay.
So we have the Big Lab too. That's kind of like the meat one that we do. We just for brunch have been working on breakfast pizzas. So that's been fun.
Oh, that's interesting.
People were
What kind?
confused by that.
I would assume so.
So we have a Southwest one. We have a California one that has the avocado and all of that on there. We have what's the other one? Eggs, just like a traditional omelet with ketchup.
The Southwest omelet type pizza.
Yeah. So try to just do like an omelet platter on a pizza. So people are loving it. So.
Keep going.
Keep talking, Alex. Keep going.
Yes, so the pizza is going to be a sourdough crust, so it gives it that fluffier.
I can tell. It's really good.
Yes,
Wow.
it's a little bit different. I've been given the crash course in the pizza oven and making the pizza and the beer, and that is what we
great.
have spent all of the time this week doing. So
Yeah, it takes us 2 days to make the dough.
the dough. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to let it rise.
Absolutely.
Proof overnight. Then we come back in and we do it again.
Yeah.
And then it
Yep.
rises a second time, and then it's ready to be shaped and put in. And so you'll never see a perfectly round pizza here because we do everything by hand.
Of course.
Yep.
There are no machines or anything else pumping out pizzas. Everything's by hand.
It's great.
So
That's great.
You'll never have the same pizza twice.
It's a good note. It's a good
Yeah.
note right there. What about, I saw on the menu charcuterie. You guys do
Yeah,
charcuterie?
we do.
Tell me.
Yep. So the little charcuteries, they have grapes and almonds. We do crackers, assorted cheese, assorted just little deli meat, just as like finger food, because people do like to come in here and just after work or in between stuff and just have a beer and a snack of some sort. So
It's the greatest way to do it. A good salty snack.
Good little snack and
Love
some
it.
beer. So yeah.
Awesome. Where can folks find you guys?
We are on TikTok,
Okay.
Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
website?
Yes, we do have online as well for both of the places.
GroveComedy.com and GoatLabBrewery.com.
Okay,
Yes.
great. And you guys are just right off of Bloomington, right?
Yeah, 722 South Bloomington and 808 South Bloomington, right next door to each other.
Awesome, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. It's
You're
been
welcome so
fun.
much.
It's been great. You can find Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Don't look.
Yes.
It's not that great. No, it is. It's great for everyone that's listening. I'm just saying to people here, I need to update it, so I need to do. Please tip your servers. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.